When we think of the greatest point guards in NBA history, most fans immediately name Magic Johnson or Stephen Curry. But somewhere in between sits a legend who often gets overlooked: Isiah Thomas of the Detroit Pistons. Undersized, controversial, and hated by many, his impact and success cannot be denied. So today, we're asking the question: how good was Isiah Thomas actually?
Early career and rise.
Isiah Thomas entered the NBA in 1981 as the second overall pick after winning a national championship with Indiana. At just 20 years old, he joined a Detroit Pistons team that had been one of the worst in the league. From the start, his presence was transformative. He made the All-Star team as a rookie, launching a streak of 12 consecutive appearances. Standing only 6'1", Thomas played with ferocity and confidence. Coaches called him the baby-faced assassin, because he could smile at you one second and cut you down the next. That charisma and ruthlessness became the Pistons' identity.
Building the bad boys.
In his first few seasons, the Pistons built a roster around him that included Joe Dumars, Bill Laimbeer, Dennis Rodman, and later Mark Aguirre. Together, they forged the reputation of the Bad Boys, a team known for physical, scrappy, and controversial basketball. Their defense was brutal, their style polarizing, but their leader was always Isiah. Unlike other stars of his era, Thomas didn't have a superstar teammate on the NBA's 50 greatest players list. Magic had Kareem, Bird had McHale and Parrish, Jordan had Pippen. Isiah had great teammates, but none considered all-time elites. Despite that, he led Detroit to the top.
Playing style and versatility.
What made Isiah Thomas so good? It starts with his complete skill set. Magic Johnson had size and vision but lacked shooting, while John Stockton had passing but not the same scoring punch. Isiah had no glaring holes. He could score from mid-range, finish at the rim, run the offense, and defend at a high level. In his prime, he averaged about 20 points and 10 assists per game, even leading the league once with nearly 14 a night. Early in his career, he attacked the rim explosively like Derrick Rose or Russell Westbrook. As he matured, he became more of a floor general, similar to Jason Kidd, balancing leadership with playmaking. Most importantly, he was a winner. Thomas brought swagger and toughness to the point guard position, proving small guards could lead teams to championships. He remains one of only 3 normal-sized point guards in NBA history to lead his team to a title, alongside Gus Williams in 1979 and Steph Curry in 2015.
Finals moments and championships.
Thomas's defining moments came in the late 1980s. In 1988, he reached his first NBA Finals against the Lakers. In Game 6, playing on a severely sprained ankle, he scored 25 points in the third quarter, a finals record that still stands. Though the Pistons lost the series in 7 games, Isiah's performance was legendary.
The following year, Detroit traded for Mark Aguirre, boosting chemistry, and broke through.
In 1989, they swept the Lakers to win their first championship. In 1990, they repeated, defeating Portland in 5 games, with Isiah averaging 27 points per game and earning Finals MVP. Thomas had conquered the league. He took down Jordan, Bird, and Magic in consecutive years, something no other player can claim.
Controversy and rivalries.
The Pistons were despised for their physical style, with Michael Jordan himself saying the Jordan rules defense forced him to bulk up. Teams across the league accused Detroit of dirty play, and Isiah became the face of that image. His strained relationships extended off the court as well. When the 1992 Dream Team was assembled, Isiah was left off, despite being one of the best point guards alive. Magic, Bird, and Jordan all reportedly opposed his inclusion, proof of his talent and polarizing reputation.
Legacy and ranking.
By the time he retired in 1994 after tearing his Achilles, Thomas had compiled a resume that stacks up against nearly any guard in history. 12 All-Star selections, 5 All-NBA appearances, a Finals MVP, and 2 championships. He averaged 19 points and 9 assists across his career, numbers matched only by Oscar Robertson and Magic Johnson. So where does he rank? His peak wasn't as dominant as Magic's or Steph Curry's, and his longevity wasn't as extended as Stockton's. But in terms of impact, leadership, and winning, he belongs firmly in the top 5 point guards ever. So, how good was Isiah Thomas actually? He was a trailblazer, an underdog, and the ultimate leader of one of the most infamous dynasties in NBA history. He proved that a small guard could lead a team to championships, took down some of the greatest players ever, and left a legacy of toughness and competitive fire that still resonates today. Isiah Thomas may not always get the recognition he deserves, but when you look closely at his career, there's no question. He was one of the greatest point guards to ever play the game.